Hello everyone and welcome back. So for today's video, I wanted to focus on something no one really teaches you when you're sewing doll clothes, which is how to finish your seams. So when I first starting out, I never really know what to do with the edges, especially when the fabric started fraying. But now that I'm more experienced, I have learned 3 ways to finishing your seams. So the first one on the list is the fabric. I always group my fabric into 2 types, one that frays and one that doesn't. Choosing the latter basically eliminates the problem of fraying and saves us a lot of time. This method is perfect for beginners because you can just leave the edges alone. But the downside is the limited fabrics we can work on. But of course, there are instances that we do want to work on fabrics that do fray. An example of that are the denims. And for that, I use my second option, which is overlocking the edges. Overlock stitches is something we see a lot on the inside of our clothes. And you can achieve this too, either by a sewing machine or sewing it by hand like me. To demonstrate it better, I will use a large needle and a yarn for the thread. Tie a knot like you normally do. Then start by inserting the needle on the back of the fabric. So the first stitch like normal. And before you pull it all the way, separate the 2 threads and bring the needle in between the 2 threads and pull. Then pierce the needle to the fabric again. And like before, separate the threads and push the needle in between. Then pull. Repeat this over and over. And we have an overlock stitch. I like to use this stitch for denims. Or when I have multiple layers of fabric that I want to fuse together. This makes the edges look clean and neat. But the downside is it will take a lot of time to do. Now for the third and last option is investing in one of these. It's called fabric fray, and like its name, it basically stops the fabric from fraying. You just need to apply it on the edges and wait for it to dry. This is by far my favorite to use because not only does it saves me a lot of time, it also lets me work on any fabric that I want. For anyone asking, I got mine from Shopee. It works like magic, but the only downside is that it leaves a mark when it dries. It's especially noticeable on darker colors like black or red. But if that doesn't bother you, this is definitely worth recommending. And that is all for this video. Thank you for watching. Give this a like if you found it helpful. Also comment down below how you normally finish your seams. I'm curious to know. Until next time, paalam!